Composition of solids. Dr. Brown is working with a male patient with an enlarged prostate that is pushing on the bladder and causing multiple bladder issues. Use the diagram below to determine the current volume of the patient's bladder. So, we can see when looking at this diagram, we do not have a formula for this irregular solid. However, we can see that there's two shapes that make up the solid, which is half a sphere and a cylinder, and those we're familiar with. So, volume of irregular solids, we will separate the irregular shape into solids with known formulas. And then two, we will add the volumes of the solids together. So let's go back to our problem. So we remember that for half a sphere, or for a sphere actually, the area is 4 pi r to the third divided by 3. And then for a cylinder, we know it's pi r squared times the height. So let's start with the sphere. So we notice that the r, which is shown right here, is to be 2 centimeters. So we would go 4 pi 2 to the third power divided by 3. So when we get our calculator out, we'd go 2 times 2 times 2 equals 8. Then we'd multiply it by 4 times 3.14, which gives us 100.48. We're going to divide by 3. And this gives us 33.49. Now, we know that this is for an actual sphere, but we have half a sphere. So we're going to actually need to divide by 2 in order to get our volume of half a sphere. So we take that number and we'll divide by 2. So this gets us to 16.75. Now let's look for the volume of a cylinder. So we know we have the radius, which is 2, because what's right here is a circle, will be also 2 right there. So our r is equal to 2, and our height is 5. So let's go ahead and start plugging in. So we have pi radius, which is 2 squared, times 5. So now let's go ahead and calculate this out. So we have 2 times 2, which is 4, times 5 times 3.14. And this gives us the area of a cylinder, which is 62.8 centimeters to the third power. So now our final step to this whole problem is we're going to add this half a sphere and the cylinder together. So let's go ahead and just add plus 16.75, which is equal to 79.55. So we add these together. We'll show 16.75 plus 62.8, which is equal to 79.55 centimeters to the third power. So this is our volume of our irregular shape. And so just remember, when finding the volume of an irregular solid, separate the solid into known solids, then use the formulas to solve. Then once you find all of the volumes, then add them up to get the total of volume for the irregular solid.